My mother used to tell me I had a great imagination that was fueled by wonder and spectacular events and, of course, superheroes. That's what we're talking about today. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell. We really appreciate it. All right, let's talk imagination. Imagination is not just for children. Your imagination is a gift from God. I brought my notes today and I have them on my iPad. Just want to make sure I give you some real good information. Unfortunately, as we grow up, we're often told we live in a real world or get your head out of the skies. And what happens is that these kind of comments have a way of diminishing our dreams and our spirit. And unfortunately, as we grow and as we mature, we get caught up with them and we find ourselves on our spirit being pushed down and our imagination being stifled. I want to remind you that God has given you an imagination for a reason. And I want you to know that that imagination is directly tied to your dreams, your hopes, what you're aspiring to. And the imagination is the missing link in terms of the mental pursuit. See, it's not just you get the skills, it's not just that you have the intellectual capacity. You've got to have the imagination to conceive it in your mind so that it will manifest on your journey. You've heard that old saying, if you believe it, you can conceive it. But if there's no mental picture, if there's no imagination, it will never be achieved. That's why we're spending this time today. So let me tell you a story about a young fellow named Joseph. Well, Joseph had 12 brothers, and Joseph was the youngest of the 12. And Joseph was the favorite son of his father. As a matter of fact, his father gave him a coat of many colors, and Joseph was the son of the father's old age. And so Joseph was pampered, he was brought along, everything he needed was provided. And so there was some jealousy with his brothers, of course, but what really upset his brothers was one day Joseph came to them and said, "I've had a dream. And I had a dream that one day the wheat in the field would bow down and the sun and the moon would bow down." And understanding Joseph's dreams, the brothers interpreted that the wheat in the field, that was the brothers, and they were supposed to bow down to Joseph. So Joseph's brothers saw Joseph coming over the hill one day. His father sent Joseph out to check on his brothers. So when he came over the hill, the brothers saw him, and the brothers said, "There goes that dreamer." And so Joseph got labeled as the dreamer. Now, Joseph had a very complex story, and it's a story that later on I'll tell you more about. But today I just want to focus on Joseph the dreamer. And so what Joseph symbolizes for us is that the dreams, your imagination, that God uses those, and God can help you fulfill the desires, the dreams, the imaginations of your heart and your mind. And so Joseph's imagination is fueled. His mind and his imagination are engaged. And that's important because it's not just an intellectual pursuit with your mind, but you also have to engage your imagination. Both of them have to work together to produce your bright future. Now, I love what Napoleon Hill said. He was a writer, and he wrote the classic Think and Grow Rich, one of my favorite books of all time. He says this: "Man's only limitation within reason lies in his development and use of his imagination." His use of his imagination. Now, if you want a contemporary version of that, go get Dennis Kimbrough's Think and Grow Rich Black version. I actually recommend that more than the classic because it'll have wonderful examples of people and stories who use their imagination and who are fueled by it, and it helped them to reach their dreams. So now when you have those hunches, when you have that inspiration, don't just discount it. Don't just push it to the side. There's something there, something really important is trying to break through. So if you will just stop and pause and pay attention to the inspiration, to those hunches, yes, to that imagination, that picture in your mind, it is something that's important to you. You'll never achieve what you want without first getting a good, clear picture in your mind. That's imagination. Whether it's a new home, whether it's an education, whether it's obtaining a certain degree, whether it's working in a certain perfection, starting your own business, creating your own company. Maybe it's a relationship that you want with somebody. Maybe it's some young lady or some young man. You say, it all begins in your mind with a picture in your imagination. Okay, so how do I do this? How do I follow up? What do I do now? Okay, here's what you do. First of all, to activate your imagination, here's what I want you to do. I want you first to focus. That's right. Focus. When you focus, whatever you focus on will show up. Where your focus is, energy will follow. And where that energy follows, results will produce. That's what we call desire. You want to focus on it, and you want to get clear in your mind. Your brain will actually help you with that. It'll create the image, the picture, and when you put that energy there, when you put that focus there, you're going to be moving in that direction. What's the second thing you need to do? Take massive action. That's right, take massive action. In other words, you want to continue every day to move in that direction. Massive action over time, again and again and again. Now, if you want to help accelerate that, find somebody who is close or living out that dream. Find an example, find a mentor, connect with them. Ask them to be your mentor. Say, I have this vision, a dream. I love what I see manifested in you. And most people will help you. They love pouring into other people. Don't be afraid to ask. Get you a good mentor and then walk in his or her footsteps. When you follow behind them, they've already laid the path. They've already walked through the pathway. And so now it becomes so much easier to get where you want to go because now you're taking massive action and you have a mentor who's out in front of you. All right, last thing, this is what I want you to do. And this one is just a little different. In this one, you have to practice graciousness. That's right, I want you to live with graciousness. I want you to live with a deep sense of appreciation for the opportunity that God has given you. I want you to appreciate it. I want you to celebrate your journey in life. I want you to understand that graciousness means that there are many things that are in your control, but there's a whole lot of stuff that's not in your control. And so graciousness understands that, you know what? Stuff will happen in life, but it's not going to knock me off my pathway. It's not going to knock me off my dream, my imagination. I'm going to stay focused. I'm going to continue in massive action, and then I'm going to live with a great sense of graciousness. Okay, here's what St. Augustine said. St. Augustine said, pray as though everything depended upon God and work as though everything depended upon you. That's right. Pray as though everything depended upon God, but work as though everything depended upon you. And if you will take these steps, put them in that order, remember, activate your imagination. Go ahead. Secondly, focus, take massive action, live with graciousness, and work as if everything depends on you and pray as if everything depends upon God. I am certain that you can achieve your hopes, your dreams, and what God has showed you in your mind. Thank you for joining us. If you like what you heard, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. We so need your support. Go over to our website, 2Exalt.church, and connect there. You can register with your email. You can make a donation. We would so appreciate it. Thank you so much. We've got a great prayer guide I would love to share with you. You can register it and get that at the website. Be blessed, have a great day, and thank you for joining us. I'm Casey Kimbrough, 2Exalt Ministries lead teacher.